right, everybody. Special segment of Mislabeled here. We're obviously just with Matisyahu. I'm sorry. I butchered that name as always. And we decided his son is an up-and-coming, following in his father's footsteps, up-and-coming artist. So we figured let's just drag him from upstairs to downstairs. No, because this could be one of those things where in like 30 years, you ever saw the young LeBron James when he's like 15 years old? No, LeBron, there's like one interview of him when he's like 15 or 16 in like 10th or 11th grade, which was like, taken by like a camera. So maybe we'll be that in like 20 years. We'll have the first interview of you,
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah, that'll be pretty dope. So tell me, what's it like to grow up in the same house as a pretty iconic person?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of music, a lot of incredible people, talented artists, great people to look up to, high expectations, and I feel like anyone growing up in this house kind of would become an artist in a way. Like, just the freedom lets us, like, be able to access the world from your own point of view. There's a lot that can come out of that, I feel like.
Do you feel the pressure of, like, having to live up to a certain expectations, given how
Not really, because my mom is, like, a Chabad learner, so if I become like a learner in Israel, she wouldn't, like, that would be her like goal. So like pressure to even not do it in a way. But I stick to it and I love music, so it's not even about like fame or anything at the end of the day, it's just about doing what makes me happy. School never made me happy. I was never able to focus. I'm able to focus in my studio for like 8 hours a day, like 9 to 10, you know what I mean? So like it's always something that I've seen myself doing, and it's just the path that I chose.
Can I ask you something about that, just because this hits home for sure? Did you get diagnosed with ADHD?
I did a bunch of times.
Is it potentially bullshit? And it's really because you can't focus.
Bullshit.
It's when you try to focus on the wrong things.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't able to focus like doing homework for like 10 minutes, but I could spend like 24 hours straight, like all night, like in the studio,
Yeah. I might be wrong though, but I thought ADHD, could totally be off here, was like the idea that you can't really focus, but when you do focus, you're just like on things you're interested in. There was like nothing outside of that.
Maybe
that's what I'm totally off.
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm just projecting and thinking. I don't know. That's me, by the way. So I don't know.
Well, tell us a little about your father played us one of your, I think, unreleased songs, and it's really, really fucking good. I'm not just saying that. Like, I listen to a lot of music. It's like a good pop record.
Yeah, Zach Stanford Crew.
Yeah, like interesting, like breakbeat in the back. What sort of artists are you kind of like? Artistic and career-wise, like who are you inspired by? Who are you kind of trying to copy a little bit?
I would say my top for sure, Kid Cudi.
Interesting.
Like the way that he's taken the pop and the hip hop aspect and made it like singing.
Yeah.
I think before him and my dad, no one else was really doing that.
No.
Like taking words fast and putting like a singing melody behind it.
Sing rap. And he kind of
you know what I mean? So
you know what's funny about you saying Kid Cudi is I remember clearly watching an interview with your dad from years ago, and someone's like, who is your top celebrity you want to smoke with? And he said Kid Cudi. So who else?
I don't know if we got the opportunity. I hope so. Cudi, obviously like pop, Justin Bieber, some new hyper pop kids like Laivy, Breakdance, Kid Leroy, obviously. The Beatles, even like
that was the left.
Like I'm saying, like there's some new artists. This kid Max Volante. I feel like everything that I've just listened to over the years, and I've listened to such a wide variety of music just because my dad's playing like Bob Marley.
That's what I was gonna say. Also,
I'm playing like.
I was really impressed to find out that you would. I assume going in that your dad like mostly listened to like reggae or jam music or ska stuff that his music sounds like. And I mean, just now he was just playing like some indie, like pop shit.
Right.
So like you grew up with like an education.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there on purpose, like an intentional, I don't want my music to even have a little bit of that, like my dad's flavor with like the reggae, or is that just happens to be not what you're into?
I have some songs where like,
you do?
Yeah, like, not like reggae songs, but like the tone and the melody and the way like I go at it's for sure like a reggae vibe to it, but not released yet.
Any famous, can you name, like, they're like super famous artists just like walking through all the time?
Here?
Yeah.
I mean, some pretty big artists have walked through here in our crib, in our studio. Offhand, I don't know. I have some artists who come here just because of like who I'm friends with. This kid Dion, who's super talented.
Dion?
Yeah, he's like an indie bedroom pop artist, and he came here. We were signed to the same manager for a little bit, so we came here, chopped it up. That was sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna get into your music. Like, is there a lot of childhood memories? Like, where do you draw a lot of your music from?
Yeah, lyrically.
Like, lyrically.
Lyrically, I think it's a lot of like the view of like a high school kid. I guess a lot of people who don't know me think it's a regular high school kid, but in a way it's like the Shiva high school kid because I've always been in like a modern Orthodox / like Chabad school system. So that has a lot to like reflect on my music, like in good ways and bad ways, you know? But
yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
17.
What's your plan next year? In 12th grade or senior?
Yeah. I don't know. All my friends are going to Israel next year. So there is a chance that I'll do that. I think it could be good to just get like a different experience also because I feel like it would help my music and my writing in some way.
So you would
If I'm
put
in the
music
right
on hold for a year to be able to have it,
I would do it.
or you would record from
I
Israel.
would just record in Israel. I feel like there's so
That's
many
true. All you need is a
talented
mic
artists.
and a laptop,
Yeah.
and you can send demos to
Yeah,
the
that's
music.
how I like started on a mic and a laptop.
So this is kind of the scene right now with like the bedroom producers is like everyone and their grandmother with the MacBook is making music. So and it's never been easier to make high quality music. It's also, there's never been more competition.
Right.
And we heard you were talking about it earlier before the cameras were rolling. Like you were saying, it's really tough out there.
Yeah.
You go on TikTok, how many 6,000 kids, super talented, putting music out and making TikToks, and they're not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
No.
Like, they're getting 2 views, you
Yeah.
know, and they have the most talented music out there. So
So what would be your advice, I guess, for yourself?
my advice
Is it luck at
I
that
guess-
point?
What?
Is it luck once you're at that point?
I don't think it's necessarily luck. I think it's good music and having the people around you who are business mindset to help you
Right.
push out that music. I think as long as you have good music,
Marketing.
the right people will come to you,
It's kind of
and
a sad
that'll
truth.
help you build out.
It's a bit of a sad truth. I think there's probably going to be a lot of people who will never have their music heard, who are insanely talented and creative. I'm thinking of some of my friends who they have no idea for marketing and are not connected with the right people.
I tell you this all the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
they got
Now you can do a lot of that yourself because of TikTok. Like if you market it the right way, just really having the dedication and doing it over and over again and failing so many times.
How many TikToks you make a day?
I make like 3 a day. I post like 1 to 2 a day.
Yeah.
And like,
You got to pound that algorithm.
like 2 years, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just gotta do it.
Does your dad has he given you any advice just about the business and the industry?
Well, he's helped me and he's connected me with the right people, obviously, who have gave me great guidance and who have helped me in the same way that they helped him. So I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful for having not a lot of, especially young kids going into it from like, who are starting out with like a laptop and a microphone in their bedroom, like have like a musical person in their family even to like help teach them what it is and what it's about.
Often they probably have parents who wish they weren't
Yeah,
doing that.
really.
You have a dad who loves that you're into the same thing he is.
Exactly.
That's unbelievable. Is it like, what's it like, what was it like growing up a little bit? Your dad was for sure very famous.
Yeah, what was it like? Like, 17, you say. So, like, let's say, like,
7, 8, 9,
7 years old. Like, he's blown up.
Yeah.
Like, one day comes out. Like,
I was little then. I don't know if my memory. It's like on
That's
point
cool.
as much as it is. then, but
How Chabad were you growing up?
like Chabad.
Like
Yeah,
Chabad.
I had Payas. I had the full deal. There was like a video of like Laivy.
yeah, sure.
I was like the kid in the shopping cart with like the
Yeah.
Payas.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know if much people know that, but that was me.
I'm surprised you want to advertise that.
That'll follow
I mean,
me.
it is a banger, but
We'll find her. Don't worry.
But yeah, like, what was it like when that was all going
I
down?
mean, it was kind of crazy. It was a lot to process. Obviously, like one weekend we would be in like a school, like in a basement with like 20 other Chabad kids, like, and the next week we would be like at like Sundance or like at some crazy festival, like backstage, like saying hi to people like now who I like look up to, who like I don't even know, like, you know what I mean? Like at the time. And just to like process that now is kind of crazy. And like to see like, even now, like I'll go with festivals to my dad and like sometimes I'll sing a song or something. And like I'll see someone who was like yo, I saw you when you were like 2 years old, like rocking Paris, like on stage.
It's crazy.
So that's pretty crazy.
You would go when you were a kid, you would travel with your dad?
Yeah, I had like a red drum set and we would set it up on stage next to the drummer at all times. And I would just be on the stage playing drums.
That's awesome.
And like, I thought I was going to be like a professional drummer. So
That's awesome.
That's so damn.
Turns out like you've got a sick voice.
Do you play any instruments?
I'm learning guitar right now. It's a process.
So you're learning guitar, you play drums, or you kind of play drums.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you play drums?
So how do you write?
I play
melodies?
drums.
How do you program? You know enough theory to just like program music?
Not really. I kind of just mess around, honestly. Like sometimes I'll find beats or I'll get beats, but other times like we have the keyboards, we have like there's drum kits, there's loops. Like you can do anything these days.
Even
you
like
can
play. How do you like come up?
I think in my head, like in my ear, it's kind of weird. Like I can just play something and be like, "That's a sick melody," and then I'll play something like on top of it. But I don't even know.
That's
how
so
to play.
You're like a blind man in the dark.
Yeah,
You're
you're like a young Stevie Wonder. He's like, what?
But yeah, I mean, I think since it's just been around me and since I've heard 5 musicians on a stage putting together music my whole life, I can kind of just play it and hear it in my head put together.
Do you have now? You obviously want to tour. You want to. Do you see? Let's say you get some of the success that you're looking for. Do you see yourself touring as like with a full band and like being more of like a live act like that, or more of like a Cuddy where it's like backing track?
I don't know. I have I like the full band aspect. See my dad do it.
I mean, your dad's band is
incredible.
Like Live at Stubbs band is one of the best bands I've ever heard.
Insane. I wish I had that now, obviously, but I don't even have a tour now. But I'm opening shows, so I'm opening the show next Saturday night, March 11th, for this band called Emblem 3.
I know Emblem 3.
Yeah,
they're from like X Factor from like 15 years ago, man.
The song like Chloe.
Yeah, bro. I know that shit, bro. I was like, when I was in like 9th, 10th grade, and everyone knows this. When I was younger, I had like massive like girl pop like that. I was like,
why you
I was like an 8th grader.
Why you saying when you were younger?
Even right now, like Taylor Swift, One Direction, like I can knock out every single one of their songs, every album. Like,
What's our resume, bro?
Done. That's
So you're opening for Emblem 3 and that. Who else?
I'm opening for Emblem 3 with a drummer. My first time without tracks and a drummer. Normally I just do tracks. But I went to this show of this like young kid who's on the rise right now. His name's Greek. And his openers, all of them at least had a drummer. And like those live drums.
There's something about live drums.
It's important.
Where's the performance? Where are you guys playing?
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the venue.
Can you beatbox?
I look it up.
I know it's random, but I know your dad is like next level.
Not really. But I could. Not great though. Not like, I wouldn't say like beatboxing.
Beatboxing has to not be very hip with the kids right now.
I even used it. Like I was in a studio session with this kid, just jamming, and I like used it on a track, and we like pitched it down and like put it into the fucking track. So that's kind of crazy.
Oh, that's like my favorite thing in music, when you find out like a sound in a song. Like, what instrument is that? And then you find out it's like, that was just me going, and then we pitch it 100 times down, and then like,
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like some out of the box producers, you know.
Good stuff.
What's just more personal, but what's your relationship to Judaism at the moment?
I keep every Shabbos, honestly, and I put on tefillin every day.
Oh yeah, I saw you.
Well, that's your tefillin.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm very spiritual. I love God. I believe in a one God. I believe in Judaism, but I don't know how deep I go with it.
Yeah,
but I want to experience more.
You got time to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Honestly, super impressive. Everything you said, like the fact that you're at your age, like really searching, like, but like really like feeling what's authentic to you. Like most people don't do that.
Oh yeah, none of us were.
I'm like, we did this at like 24, 25. Like we're 29 now. Like we're still doing it. Like you're doing it at 17.
Shmuley likes to speak for everyone here, but well, I'm messing. I'm just
in our defense, I think, well, we live very different lives. Obviously, like we were all in yeshiva for like a very long time, and like we like much like your dad, like we really heavily bought in, and to some degree, some of us still buy into different levels, but like yeah, I think that's almost every mature person's relationship to God is at a certain point you go, what do I actually believe in? What do I not? And you have to give yourself the compassion to be like, who I am right now might not be who I am in the future. I might switch back. I might go forward, back, this, left, right. Like you gotta.
Yeah, with maturity you have at 17 for it. It's pretty wild.
I appreciate it.
One other thing. I was just gonna say that as someone who missed my Israel year and didn't make the decision to go,
Same.
I don't know if I should say it's not my, obviously not, I think it, bro, don't sleep on Israel, bro.
Go to Israel.
Do it, man.
Tell
Do
me
it.
right
Probably
now.
at Shabbat for a few months. Yeah.
What?
No, I'm joking. It's like a club there.
So
Oh, yeah. That's Tel Aviv.
Well,
Yeah,
we go
yeah,
to Tel Aviv.
That's the place.
What did you say? Say what you said.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Party at Shabbat.
That's the one. No. There's two places. There's one with,
Shabbat and
there's the one with like 7 different rooms.
That was the one we went to, Sean.
That was
Oh,
one
in
we
Tel
went to.
Aviv.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard about this
Yeah,
place.
okay, it's
Great
amazing. And Shabbat is the one we were right outside that we want to
Shabbat
get
is like
into.
an outdoor.
Yes. We walked past it a million times.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good times. It's also a good place. Anyways,
March 11th, Asbury Park. Go
Yes,
see
sir.
Laivy.
Yeah, anything else you want? What else?
What's your artist name? Laivy?
Maybe. L-A-I-B-Y. I got a new
L-A-I-B-Y.
song coming up. Black Stallion. Super hyped for it.
That's what your dad played us earlier.
Yeah.
It's dope.
What's your Insta?
Laivy.Miller. L-A-I-V-Y.
Guys, I'm not just saying it's the kid can really sing.
Laivy.Miller,
Really
guys.
sick.
Go check him out. Laivy.Miller
Yeah.
on Insta. Check out his show, Asbury Park, March 11th.
okay. Let's do this.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Laivy,
Appreciate it, Laivy.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Your
very much.
perspectives.
Yeah, of course. This
Good.
is going to be the interview. I'm telling you. 20
No, this is gonna be the interview. This is gonna be the interview.
It's our young LeBron.
It's like the person that viewed the Justin Bieber when he was like 12, 13 years old. It's like, oh, Usher noticed him. It's like, this label noticed you, man.